East Mills is a wonderful team. I knew that they were going to get tired if we just kept pressure on them. They came with a game plan. I mean, we played them 4 times now this year, and they came with a game plan to beat us, but our guys just kept going, kept coming at them.
You talk about that defense a little bit. Corey Branch, bunch of steals. Ray McCullough, bunch of steals. It's really a relentless type. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to those traps, but eventually they work out at some point during the possession.
We have different calls for when we're going to trap and when we're not going to trap. We changed our press from the first half to the second half because we've run the same press against them the first 3 games, and we knew that they'd make adjustments to that. So we put something new in for them, and it worked out.
Ray scores 21 tonight, makes some unbelievable moves I don't think I've ever seen before, but I'm sure you see him every day. Your thoughts on his performance?
If he could finish every shot, he'd have 40. Yeah. But right now, he's still a work in progress. He's sat some games out, and he's coming along the way we ask him to now.
Another game against Sydney, and they have been some classics with you two teams this year. A couple of 3-pointers to force OT. One time you lost, one time you won, and then I'm not sure what happened the earlier game before that. But either way, another matchup with them, so you know each other pretty well. Your thoughts on that?
First game of the season, they had everybody. We lost by 5 at our place. We didn't have an idea what we were doing yet. I think we match up well. We'll just throw it out there and see what happens.
Coach, congrats on the win. Thanks.
Thank you.
First of all, at halftime it was 36-36, so we went in and played 16 minutes for fun, and then the second half I thought we came out the third quarter and did a much better job of attacking within the lane. Our first half, we didn't do a very good job of getting to the rim or forcing them to defend us as we were going towards the rim, so I felt like we did a much better job. And I can't say enough about our bench tonight. Our bench did a fantastic job. Everybody I put in contributed, and they did their best, and that's what it's going to take down the road here. Major effort.
Let's talk about the guy who really stood out, Lane Goodman. He was the one who made that huge 3 at the end of the third. I thought was just a big kind of a big waterfall type effect for you. He had 18 overall, 3 threes. Where'd that come from?
Hopefully practicing hard and getting to play against everybody, you know, because we really consider ourselves, we got our 5 stars on the floor, but we feel like we can go another 7 or 8 deep on the bench and everybody can contribute, and that's really what it's all about, is when you get your chance to be on the floor. Tonight might be your turn to be a star, and the next night is going to be your turn to distribute to somebody who is going to be the star. Spencer
Phillips seemed to be all over the glass too, another guy that came off the bench for you. When I saw you guys earlier this year, probably about 3 times or so, I think he didn't play as much. Is this something that he's kind of been working his way into the lineup a little bit more?
Absolutely. He hasn't played since 8th grade. So really it's like he's a freshman in a 6'3" body, 240-some pounds. And so he's learning how to play basketball as the season has went. So at the beginning of the season, he didn't get on the floor much, but when he did, he was always showing improvement. And tonight, I mean, he was a man among men there as he was rebounding. He didn't score a lot of points, but what he did do is he kept the ball alive and gave us second opportunities on the offensive end.
Somebody who did score a lot of points, Stevie Horn, ends his career here tonight with 37 points, and we got to talk about him. What can you say about that kid?
I think he's the best player in Class 1A by far. That kid can absolutely flat out shoot. We guarded him with 4 guys tonight. I mean, we would run a guy for 2 minutes, run another guy at him for 2 minutes, and just keep that rotation going. And he had 23, I think, in the first half, and then ended up with 37 for the game, which is, I mean, when playing us, he loves to shoot, evidently, because I think he's went 36, 38, 37, and the first game we played him, he had 50 against us. So we haven't heard his scoring average at all. And, I mean, we're doing our darndest to try and prevent him from scoring, but he is legit.
Stanton's up next. I guess you guys had a real overtime win over them, and I'm not sure what else happened. Maybe another close game, but I'm not entirely sure. I guess your thoughts on another meeting with them?
They're a really well-coached team, first of all. They are fundamentally sound. I'd kind of like to think they mirror us a lot. They want to do some of the same things. They want to get out and transition basketball. If they have to play a half-court set, they will, but they'd just soon run you up and down the court. They've got a great three-point shooter in David Sorensen. They got a great big man in Brady Johnson. They've got a great inside-out game, and then they've got good role players on each side. Kyle Peterson is one of those guys that could go off for 20. He had 23 the last time we we played them, something like that. And it's just one of those great matchups. I hope everybody comes out to watch because I think it's going to be another game like tonight, really close.
Or they can listen on the radio.
They could listen on the radio or bring your radio and listen as you're at the game.
That would be perfect. Coach, thanks a lot. Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
Lane Goodman, big game for you today off the bench, Lane. I guess knocked down 3 threes, including I thought was maybe the biggest one of the night when you hit that one right before the end of the third quarter. Your thought? Tell me about tonight's night. What was going right for you?
Just teammates giving me the ball.
Teammates giving you the ball. I mean, finally giving you the ball, and tell me about your shot.
Just get my feet set, and I don't know, just goes from there.
What's it mean to you to have such a impact here tonight in a game that was pretty close for the most part? What's it mean to you?
Just help my team as much as I can.
Overall, you had 18. The rest of the bench had another 22, so 40 points off the bench. What does that say about your squad?
Oh, we're pretty deep on the bench. That's what helps us run.
Lane, you got so many people watching you here. I'm sorry, it's probably making you a little nervous. Thanks a lot for talking, and congrats.
Thanks.